It's Monday night. It's time to get some football predictions and wine pairings with me, Francis. Now, I didn't realize that Thursday night game was going to be so exhilarating and that I was going to get it so wrong. But in all fairness, hey, I did say 85% of the time he loses. That means 15% of the time Kirk Cousins could win. So this was one of his 15% of the time. But moving on to tonight's game. Tonight's game should be pretty enjoyable. It's the Kansas City Chiefs versus the New Orleans Saints in Kansas City. And I've been struggling all day trying to decide which way to go on this game. And I've decided to go with a bit of a dark horse. I'm going to take New Orleans. New Orleans is 2-2 and Kansas City is 4-0. And they look kind of unbeatable. Not really unbeatable because they're great, but just unbeatable because they've been better than the people that they've been playing. Now, I just have noticed that this season, Derek Carr has been decidedly better, basically, than any year he was with the Raiders, except for 2016, which was the year they went to the playoffs, and also the year he broke his leg right before the playoff game. He has been shockingly good, and I think that they can beat the Chiefs tonight, and it could just be a real upset. So I'm going for an upset tonight. Now, it has continued to be very hot where I am. Thank you, global warming. And so for tonight, the wine I'm going to be having is another white wine. And it is a wine that, this was my first time having it, and it's not too bad. It's pretty enjoyable. And the wine that I'm having, it's a French wine. So the one thing you need to know about French wines is that it needs a little bit of time to warm up. So even though it's white, and you're probably going to be taking it out of the fridge, make sure that you give it at least 10 or 15 minutes before you start serving it so it kind of warms up a little bit. Tonight's wine is Cuvée Marguerite, and this is a Bordeaux Blanc. Many people are familiar with Bordeaux. It's famous for its red wines, but there are also white grapes grown in Bordeaux as well. This one does not specify if it's left bank or right bank, so it is just, could be from anywhere in the Bordeaux region. It is 85% Sauvignon Blanc and 15% Semillon. Now, it is actually pretty enjoyable. It's got a nice crisp color. You know, if you're a person who likes a wine that can kind of stand up on its own, I think this is a great choice. Now, on the nose, you're getting a little bit of grapefruit and pineapple and white flower, you know, just really something delicate, not quite as sweet as jasmine, but something a little bit stronger than lily of the valley. So I'm just gonna go with white flowers. On the tongue, you're definitely getting that pineapple. You're getting kind of a medium-high acidity, and you're also getting this really fresh, kind of low-level mango juiciness in the background. Now, to pair with tonight's wine, I'm gonna be having a steak salad, because it's hot, but also you might be thinking, hey, you're having steak, shouldn't you have gone with a red wine? And I could have, but the amount of acidity that's in this particular glass of wine is gonna make it a perfect accompaniment to go with the kind of meaty greasiness of a steak. I mean, my steak's not gonna be greasy, but there is some greasiness involved when you're eating meat. And then also to cut through the richness of a creamy dressing, or if I choose to have more of a vinaigrette-based dressing. Now, I haven't talked about any of the wines that I represent for Amandus Wine so far this season, but I do want to say to you that if you enjoyed this Cuvée Marguerite, then please contact me, because I also have a white Bordeaux, and it is called Le G from Chateau Girard, also from France, also from Bordeaux, and it is 50-50 Sauvignon Blanc and Semillon. It is spectacular. It is my best-selling wine, and I can't recommend it enough to you. So to recap, tonight, go ahead and take the Saints. It's going to be a shocker, but I think they're going to do it. If you have a chance, go ahead and get a hold of Petite Freeland's Cuvée Marguerite. It's very enjoyable. And if you're feeling like you really want to treat yourself to something, contact me, and I will get you a bottle of Le G Chateau Girard. All right, I'll see you next week.